I understand you've championed a right to farm proposal here at the New South Wales Farmers Annual Conference. Can you tell us the backstory on your proposal, what it says and where you want to go?
Well, what we're asking for is for the New South Wales State Government to take on board farmers' right to farm, and specifically in areas where we find, and it's becoming increasingly more the case, where you have growth and urbanisation in some of your regional areas, that people find them, move in and build a house and find themselves sitting beside an area that is farmed, and then they don't realise the impact or the farming practices may have in some nighttime activities, noise and dust, etc. And then you have a little bit of friction. Now, what we would like to see is to be enshrined in legislation that the right to farm policy, so that that is then taken on board, and the state government put that, trickles down through the local government and the local environment plans that local councils use in their when they do their planning for subdivisions, etc. So that there's less friction and less surprises for people that move into an area and find themselves living beside a farm, and they are aware of what they might be living beside in that respect.
Some time ago we introduced a broadacre grain grower in the Tanundra region of South Australia. He was being set upon by vineyards which were encroaching into his kind of regional territory, if you like, and there was urban sprawl coming out from the coast in the McLaren Vale. He was having a great deal of difficulty with the current South Australian government in getting cut through in terms of looking after farmers. Do you perceive that to be a problem in New South Wales?
Probably not to that extent. There is always going to be friction within different farming practices where the use of herbicides and chemicals will be a problem, and we're certainly not advocating that farmers will not, farmers will still have to be mindful of the various EP&A acts and what they have to do within the law now, and we're certainly not trying to bring in something that's going to cut across any other law or act that's in place now. Simply trying to preserve farmers' rights in their right to continue to farm and produce food and fibre in areas where they have done so, and so that they can continue to do so regardless of what urbanisation takes place or encroaches upon them.
Do you have a strategy in place to pursue this with the state government? Are you after legislation?
Well, we've now got that motion up, and it will now become policy of New South Wales farmers, and we'll certainly take that to the New South Wales government and lobby for that. And I'd say our next step will be gauged by the response we get from government in that instance.
What's the reason that you became aware of the issues relating to the right to farm?
Well, in our area, and I know in areas around Bathurst and Orange, there's been a lot of urban encroachment on country that's been traditionally farmed, and just the simple activity of haymaking, and now a lot of that's done at night when there's a coolness, because you make your hay in your summertime and you need coolness, a bit of dew, so you rake and bale your hay at night, and some people in residential areas seem to think it's a bit of an inconvenience to have a bit of noise and headlights going around a paddock and shining in their window beside them. So, but that's just a normal activity that is no threat to anybody, that needs to be able to continue.
Mitchell, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us about your farming operation, your family history, if there is one in farming, what you're doing and what you hope to be doing in 5 years' time.
Hi. Well, I'm in partnership with my wife. I run about 3,000 acres on two properties, grazing operation, both sheep and cattle. We're on the Central Tablelands, about 40 kilometres southeast of Mudgee. We run beef cattle, background steers for feedlot operations. We background dairy heifers, and we also run a fine wool flock. So that's about the size of our operation. I've been there all my life. I was born and bred on one property that we now own, and my father and his father before him were on the land in the Bathurst district. So we're probably 4 or 5 generations, and I hope to be doing it, in the foreseeable future.
You're living in a fantastic part of Australia. I love it. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.